Hello, you've caught me enjoying a bit of backseat gaming. I've been watching Dave play Kingdom Hearts for the first time and probably want to hit the blitzballs back at him actually.
Oh, shut up!
That's the problem when you're not in control of the game. Your fingers start itching. You just want to grab the DualShock and do things your way. And it's not just backseat gaming where we encounter this problem. Sometimes the games themselves take over and have our characters do things we wouldn't dream of if we were still in control.
And I'm not talking about blaming the game when you die like Nathan's been doing this week in The Surge.
I pressed dodge! I dodged!
Nope, I'm talking about cutscenes. Sections where you just have to sit and watch helplessly as your character makes a usually stupid decision on your behalf. A decision that often leads to you having to dig your way out of a miles-deep difficulty hole.
Here are 7 times we'd have done things totally differently, but, you know, cutscenes.
Remember way back when you first played Resident Evil on PS1? No, it didn't look like this. This is the PS4 remaster, but the setup is the same. You're part of a special forces unit sent in to investigate some grisly murders in Raccoon City. Bravo team has already come a cropper and you need to find out what the flipping heck is going on. What would you do?
Stick together, stay in tight formation. This is a horror game. There are very likely zombies everywhere.
How about you, Resident Evil? What do you think we should do? Don't split up, don't split up, don't split up. Okay, helicopter guy, stay there. Stay there. Stay there.
Ah, looks like I'm on my own in a zombie-infested hellhole then. Great.
To be fair, the idiot decisions of stars lead to a really brilliant video game, didn't they? But seriously, people in horror games, stop splitting up.
See if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this.
Entry number 2. Don't you just hate it when over the course of a game you cultivate a party of diamond-hard badasses capable of scything through endless waves of enemies or, as is the case with Final Fantasy X, slaying a legendary dragon before surfing into a wedding off the back of an airship, only to be incapacitated by a bunch of low-level mobs because cutscene. Here we are, for some reason, not wiping the floor with these pitiful Yevonite small fry because, oh no, they're pointing little guns at us.
Those things do maybe 60 hit points of damage. I've just taken down a dragon with over 30,000 HP. I can do those guys in one hit.
Go on, don't just stand there watching the bad things happen. Beat them up. Do it. You could take them all on. Do it now. Okay, then don't. Wait for them to split you up and imprison you and then fight your way out.
I mean, Yuna summons Valfor here as a bed to land on when she jumps off the tower. Why not just summon him before and energy ray this lot all the way to the far plane?
Next up, prepare yourself for some Red Dead Redemption ending spoilers because what John Marston does in this cutscene has haunted me for nearly 7 years now. You've spent the entire game slow-mo shooting your way out of far worse scraps than this. You've shot all of Mexico for goodness sake, stormed forts, blasted 100 men from the non-safety of a rickety wooden raft floating down a river. Hell, you've just spent the last half an hour defending your farm from wave upon wave of government scumbags. And now, in this cutscene, John Marston is inexplicably going to open both doors of his barn.
Open one door, use the other for cover.
Walk right out into the open.
Go back inside the barn, force them into a bottleneck.
And just stand there shooting like an idiot.
I swear to God, if you let me take control here, I will kill every single one of these guys. Then I won't have to play as Jack forever.
I mean, the ending is harrowing and haunting and one of the most memorable in video game history, yes. And Red Dead Redemption is one of the greatest games ever made, but it didn't have to be this way, John. Next up, Assassin's Creed 2, the game that introduced us to Ezio Auditore di Firenze by having us wiggle his chubby baby digits right after he was born. Has there ever been a stronger bond forged between a gamer and their on-screen avatar? We witness Ezio's birth, we control his first movements, we feel a fierce connection to his family, reinforced by an opening hour of gameplay that draws you in even further.
The game teaches you how to fight, how to jump, how to climb, how to be an assassin, basically.
You know, that order of people who go around doing whatever they like just because they can, everything is permitted, etc. So why then, when it comes to Ezio's family being, spoilers, hanged, do you have to watch as Ezio just stands there looking sad? You've got the skills, man. Do something and save them. You know, at least try.
This is a typical Assassin's Creed mission setup. Climb up the building, air assassinate the executioner.
Simple. I'd have been scrambling up buildings, pushing through the crowd, cutting those ropes and dashing off like a hero, champion of the downtrodden. Definitely not a watcher of his family's execution.
If I was in control, there's no way I'd have let that happen. By this point, I liked Ezio's family more than my own family.
Rabbit! How many times must I tell you? You can't put your Final Fantasy pants in with the curtains!
Way more.
Our fifth entry is very clever indeed, and is also a big spoiler for the original BioShock, by the way, so be warned. And it happens right after that story revelation. You know, the one that shook the entire medium so hard the collective shock from all our jaws simultaneously hitting the floor registered on the flipping Richter scale. Would you kindly? 3 simple words, all of our minds blown. For those of you who don't know, and really you shouldn't be here, I just told you there were spoilers, it transpires that your character has been unwittingly programmed to obey any command beginning with the phrase, would you kindly. Not just a shocking narrative twist, but also a fourth wall-breaking meta-commentary on gamers' blind acceptance of and revocation of responsibility for in-game instructions.
The game told me to do it, so obviously that's the correct thing to do. I mean, that's not even a conscious thought process, is it? That happens somewhere deep inside.
This is a beautiful example of reality and video game narrative fusing together as one. But anyway, let's cut to it. You're then asked to bludgeon Rapture's founder Andrew Ryan to death with a golf club. Not can you bludgeon Andrew Ryan to death with a golf club? Not Simon Says bludgeon Andrew Ryan to death with a golf club, but would you kindly bludgeon Andrew Ryan to death with a golf club? And so the game takes control away from you, and you're given a harrowing front row seat to the show of you. This is what you've become, a mindless Andrew Ryan bludgeoning killing machine.
And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. I mean, I would never, ever have chosen to do this.
Absolutely not. I'd have killed him with the Winter Blast shotgun 1-2 punch instead. Metal Gear Solid 3 is our next entry, a game I play super slowly because that's how you're supposed to play it. Inching through the jungle, absorbing the sounds, becoming one with the trees, slipping past enemy patrols like a ghost.
Until you get to the cutscenes where Snake's all like, oh, just wander out here with my gun all over the place, wonder why I get ambushed.
Come on, Snake, you're supposed to be the best soldier ever. If I was controlling this, you'd have snuck up on Ocelot's patrol and taken them out one by one. And he's pretty much at it in every cutscene in the game. Here,
Shoot him. Shoot him. Shoot him.
here,
Don't just walk straight into the...
and here.
Defend yourself. You seek, you see. Press square. Press square. Do anything.
You'd think he'd learn to stop doing the pointy gun knife thing, wouldn't you? Because literally no one cares. Our final entry comes from Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Now, at the end of the first Lords of Shadow,
Spoilers for the first Lords of Shadow.
There's a big old cutscene where we see that Gabriel Belmont is now Dracula, which is totally not something I would have done, becoming Dracula, that's bad. And at the start of Lords of Shadow 2, he's weak and feeble and needs to build up his strength. And so how does a vampire do that?
Correct. You suck the blood out of someone.
In this case, a poor innocent family. I mean, that's really evil, isn't it? I really didn't want to be doing this, as I did it anyway, killing and drinking. Had I been in complete control of Gabriel, I'd have probably gone back to my gloomy tower and sat quietly for another few hundred years. It would have saved me from having to turn into a rat to sneak past robots anyway. Bad cutscene, Gabriel. Very bad. And there we have it, 7 times we'd have done things totally differently, but the cutscenes had other ideas. Can you think of any more examples? Let us know in the comments. Leave us a like if you enjoyed the video. Watch another one by clicking one of the links on screen, and join us again next week for another Friday feature. Thanks for watching.